Hello everyone, it's Inside the Tape Day. I'm Ben Cathro, your presenter here on Pinkbike. We've got big mountains in the background, we've got lovely views, and we've got a ferocious track right over there. Our plans have been scuppered. Our filmer was in, he was going to do the ghosting and he was all ready, and then there's been an accident and somebody just got helied off the hill. We hope they're okay. We're not sure who it is. We've seen Greg Williamson dislocate his shoulder this morning. There's been things going on. This track is being difficult for interesting reasons, and we're going to go find out why. And maybe, just maybe, we'll be able to go something. So, it's Inside the Tape. Let's get up there. Let's see what's going on. Let's go. Yin! Oh, oh. Go, go, go. Hurry up.
Wow! Wilson!
So we have run up the hill from where we were. We were at the mid gondola station. We've come to the top section of the track, and this is where a lot of the roots and the compressions and ruts are. We just saw Nico there getting inside of that rut because it's so narrow, it's very hard to hold the balance. Let's talk about why the track has been so challenging this morning. There's been a lot of heavy rain kind of building up to this race. The ground has been saturated, and what happens is the sun comes out, and in the open sections get dried out really quickly. With the sun on it, the wind on it, dries out nicely, but in the trees it takes a bit longer. So in the open, nice and dry now, really grippy, the grass isn't too slippy. But in here, there's grease, there's roots, there's moisture, and it's going to take a while to get to optimum conditions. And usually that's fine. Usually that's not even a problem. But the other thing that's happening is we've got really harsh sunshine that's shining through, and we're getting very bright spots and very dark spots in the ground. Our eyes are absolutely amazing at what they can do, but the dynamic range just isn't big enough. And what I mean by that is you cannot pick out the details in the shadows when you have the bright spots that are making your pupils close up to restrict how much light comes in. So you cannot see what's in the shadows. And I'll tell you what's in those shadows. There's slime, there's roots, and there are dangerous things that want to slip your wheels.
It's so dark in these. I don't see a thing, eh?
Track's mint, but the light is crazy.
So a lot of the time it's fine, but sometimes you'll hit something and it'll take you where you don't want to go. Oh!
Holy not fit enough my ass, Ben.
Sections of track like this where it's not been established for a long time and it's not like bike parky, it's actually got dirt and it's got that topsoil and it changes and moves. That corner was off camera this morning, and now there's a big filthy hooker of a rut in it. It's really supportive right now. It's got a bit of a wobble to it, but if you can get your lean angle bang on and get off the brakes, you can carry a lot of speed around it. But it's moving. So it might be a few inches wider next time you come to it, or the end of it might just have disappeared next time you come to it. The track is moving and shifting, and I find that really interesting. As a rider, I love it when things are changing and you have to read the terrain as you go. It's not just who can go the fastest, it's who can actually think ahead. So we've come a little bit further down the hill, and this is a perfect example of the light making things hard to see, because behind me there's a corner, and is it a rut? Not sure. Is it an off camera? I can't tell. Are there roots in it? Well, look a little closer. Can you see? Oh, it is a rut, and there's a massive root that you do not want to hit. And that's what riders are dealing with. Like, they're coming into stuff and it's like, might be okay. Commit. Oh. Oh. So this is a good example of everything. We got light spots, we got roots, and we got shifting dirt, because there's a big root here that everyone's slipping on. Wheels are hitting this dirt and it's just shifting the rut further and further out. That rut will not be there tomorrow. It was the fastest line, and we're just talking to Eric there, and he was like debating on which is best, and he thinks the outside will actually be better. It's so interesting, because that inside's still working right now. I mean, people are doing it quick. We saw Bernard just hook around it. It's so hard to pick lines and be consistent with them. That's why downhill racing is so challenging, because the bikes put so much force, so much like the tires just chew it up. The speeds are so high, the G-forces are so high, the tracks just get chewed up and change. And I love it. Yo! So let's have a look at this section, because the riders were consistently coming down, so we can analyze this bit, see who gets it good. And we're gonna break down each section so you can understand the lines, know where the riders are going, because it's so hard to see, especially with this light, and then we will ghost it. So this is the first bit coming into the section. There are some off-camber tree roots in this compression, highlighted in purple, and if you slip your front wheel on them, it disappears from underneath you, and then things just go bad in a hurry. So what a lot of riders will do is they'll come in, they'll go light, they'll take off, and then they'll land after the roots, and that just takes them out of the equation, but the precision has to be super high so you do not catch them. Some riders will gap, land in the same spot, but then they're digging the tires in and swinging high into the next section. So let's skip forward a little bit, and that is that green line, which I'm calling the inside line, and that is the blue line that I'm calling the outside line. There is also another one, this orange line, that kind of goes in the middle, but not many people did that, so we won't focus on that one. Let's skip forward, focus on the green line, and we'll go to that corner. So at this point, there's that green line continuing down, round the right-hander, around the left, and off into the distance. On the left, on the dirt, you can see that is where that blue line comes in, and you can see it sets you up a little bit better for that left-hander. Here comes that orange line, but again, not many people are doing it, and I think I called it the yellow line earlier. Yellow or orange, not many people were doing it. So we'll go back up the hill. Now, there's that blue high line again. We're going to focus on that. So we're going to skip forward to that corner. This is the exit of the corner, down into that next left-hander. And there comes that inside line, that green one. And now, from this angle, you can see how much better it is. So this right-hander, it's got a rut, it's got loads of grip, the tire just hooks into it, but it is a lot longer. That green line, you have to do the right-hand corner down there. It's off-camber, there's not much grip, but it is a lot shorter. So those are the differences between those two lines up here. But let's skip down to the next bit, because there's actually some differences down here as well. So down at this left-hander, you can see this is the green line, the original line. But there's an option. There's an inside line here, but it's quite tight to get into off of that green line. And that's where that blue line comes in, sets you up wider, easier to get into, hopefully carry more speed. On that original green line, there's big steps into the corner, and it's also tighter and longer in distance. The inside line, it's shorter and more open, and you can kind of tell from the way I'm speaking which I prefer, but we'll ghost it and see which works. First rider we're going to compare is George Brannigan on the UR team, the Kiwi. He goes inside, so that's that green line, and then he's actually on a special one. He goes outside, so he's on the original lines, and bonus points, we saw the dead man there. And now we got Lucas Shaw. He swings up high, he's on that blue, and then he's on the yellow. He's one of the few riders we got on that middle yellow line, and then inside on the exit. So comparing the two, here they come into the section. They're both looking pretty close. Look, oh geez, he's ahead, he's behind, he's ahead, he's small, he's too small, he's going in, he's in the sky, it's George. George is just doing his line as Luca's doing his own thing. Okay, right, they're back now, and you can see that Luca was a lot slower setting up into that line, and George is just able to accelerate off into the distance, and he takes it by 0.2 of a second. So Oisin actually does the same line as George, that inside on that green line, but he actually does it a little bit quicker. So we're going to compare him slapping that outside rut to David Palazzari, the Italian. Now he goes on this inside, the same inside, so they're going to come in on the same line, but he then elects to go on the inside line on that left. So let's see, how does that left-hander make the difference? So they're coming through the compression. They're both on the exact same line. They're on this green inside line. And look, it looks like David came in quicker than Oisin, which is rare. Oisin usually just comes into stuff absolutely flat out. But Oisin is catching him up just a little bit. David is pulling ahead. He got off the brakes a fraction earlier, which is really impressive considering he went into that inside line. Oisin hits the outside. And David, where's he done that? He's pulled 0.36 from being neck and neck, so that inside is looking quick. Now we got Charlie Hatton on Atherton Bikes. Where's he off to? He is on the green inside line. And then, yep, like David, he goes fully inside again. And he was actually a little bit faster than David. And we're going to compare him to the first person doing the outside line. Up in that blue outside line, it looks quick. Danny Hart, but wait, what was that?
Is that, who's... Okay, yeah. Okay, Danny's doing that line. So Danny's the first person we're going to compare. So we know Charlie did it quick. And Danny's going up high. And it looks like it's pretty even here. I'm kind of surprised. I figured Danny might have to slow down to get up in that high line. So Danny's braking now for this right-hander as he's glitching about up and down, as Charlie just does not care and he heads down into that inside line. And Charlie's actually out in front, but will Danny carry more speed in the exit? He's not going to. It looks like he went slow into that inside line, and at the finish, oh, it is Charlie Hatton by 0.46. And it looks like we may have put the finish line not in quite the right place, but Danny was still, he was behind. So Danny didn't get that high line good, but this man did. Finn Isles up on the high line, absolutely motoring, and then top speed down into that inside. That was super clean, super smooth. We're going to compare him with Charlie. So here they go, into that compression. Finn goes high, Charlie goes inside, and they're coming up, and yeah, Finn looks like he's in front, but remember, he's got a lot more distance to cover as Charlie gets to this tighter, more off-camber corner. Finn accelerates out of that rut, and look, he's overtaking Charlie coming down into this corner. Charlie's got, he's got a big challenge ahead of him, but I mean, Finn, he is one of the top 3 riders in the world at the moment, and that line is definitely working for him as the sun glints off his helmet. He gets to the line, and it's 0.13 to Finlay Isles, and he will take, wait, no, there's a new challenger. A new player has entered the game. Who is it? It is Sebastian Holgan, one of the Colombian riders who's always impressing in practice. He gets to that outside so nice. So let's compare him to Finn Isles. So they both come into the section. Who's going to be fastest in? And it's Sebastian. He gaps up super high out of that compression. He must have been so committed into that fadeaway. And he's set up nice and wide. He hits the rut. He's got a bike length on Finn Isles, one of the best riders in the world. This is unbelievable. He's surely going to slow up coming into this left. It doesn't look like it. He's extending down into this corner. Finn is trying to catch him. It doesn't look like he's going to do it at the finish. Oh, 0.28 to Sebastian. Let's go. Finlay Isles in the bin. He said he was fit enough. It doesn't look like. So the ghosty of the day goes to Sebastian. We didn't manipulate this to make Finn look bad after he ripped me. Go on, Sebastian.
That's it for Inside the Tape here today with me, Ben Cathro on Pinkbike. Stay tuned. We do have Story of the Race coming, and obviously watch the race if you can. If you can't, Google it. There's ways to watch it. And yeah, hope you enjoyed all the ghosting, and yeah, that was amazing. For a lot of people that were complaining while they were riding about not being able to see, don't worry, it's going to be cloudy on race day, it's going to rain, and I think some people would prefer rain and being able to see over sun and not being able to see. It's a weird thing to say, but it's a fact. It's just a fact. I deal in facts, and that was one of them. Here's another fact, my feet hurt. And my bum smells, apparently.